Now we are joined by Dr. Alex Jahangir. He is chair of the Metro Coronavirus Task Force. First of all, Dr. Jahangir, thank you for being with us. We have a lot to get to tonight.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Metro schools. Of course, they're getting ready to start welcoming schools back into the classroom very soon. So what do you want to say to the parents tonight who are really on the fence about whether they want to keep their kids virtual at home or send them into the classroom?
Well, I think every family needs to really take in consideration their own situation, right? So I think if you have a child that's healthy, you live in a healthy, the siblings are healthy, the parents are healthy, you should maybe consider sending your kids to school. I think the biggest worry, obviously, with being at school is possibly getting the disease, which may happen. And so I think deciding whether you want to go virtual versus in person, I think you really just should consider what are the implications for your child as well as your family and possibly the child's grandparents and other older family members. And it's not an easy decision. It's one my family is going through as well. But I think you just need to really look at what's best for your family and make that decision, knowing that whatever you decide will have some pros and cons to it. So just hang in there, everyone.
Well, we know you were part of the big decision to relax the crowd gathering sizes and allow transportainment vehicles to roll again here in Nashville, among other things. Do you think we may see a move to phase 3 in the coming months, or maybe by the end of the year at least?
Well, I think here's what I would tell you. I'm really proud of what Nashville has done. We've all come together collectively, and it's really helped bring our number down from what was at a peak 400 cases per day we're reporting to now around 100 or less on average. So what that allows us to do is turn that dial up slowly, as Mayor Cooper has mentioned. And so, yeah, whether you want to call it a phase 3 or whatever, giving more and more ability to do things, whether it's increasing crowd sizes, increasing capacity at retail and restaurant and bars. Perhaps maybe we can see some sporting events in person. I think those are all very important things that will only happen with us not getting complacent. And hopefully in the near future we'll be able to announce that. But we have to do it in a gradual way. I think one thing Mayor Cooper has been really clear about is he doesn't want to have to roll back like we did previously. So we want to take a little stepwise fashion and see where hopefully we can roll to whatever you want to call phase 3 is now. Thanks.
And I know you guys are staying on top of it and are working hard to get us there. Thank you so much, Dr. Alex Jahangir, joining us. A lot more questions to get to. We will catch back up with you at 6:30. Thank you. Welcome back. We are joined once again by Dr. Alex Jahangir. He is chair of the Metro Coronavirus Task Force. We always appreciate you joining us here on our show.
And Dr. Jahangir, we know you know a lot, and you may not be, though, completely qualified to talk about how vaccines are made. But we do want to talk about that out of the gate, because we know that this giant AstraZeneca just paused its crucial late-stage trial for its coronavirus vaccine because of patient illness. We know other companies signed a safety pledge to uphold the scientific standards as they test their vaccines. So please talk about the safety precautions you know about and other common challenges when scientists and doctors are developing something like this.
Sure. So, the AstraZeneca example is exactly why there are so many phases to develop a vaccine. There's really 4 phases. And right now, AstraZeneca, as well as 2 other companies here in the U.S., are in what's called a phase 3 trial. So in the phase 3 trial, there are about 30,000 people enrolled in the study. And it's exactly for this purpose. So what happens is, in the AstraZeneca example, somebody developed something called myelitis, so something affecting the spinal cord. So from what I gathered, AstraZeneca did exactly what these studies are made to do. The moment they recognize there's a serious complication, they stop the study. They're now going to study exactly what happened. Could it be that this person was going to have this myelitis whether he or she got the vaccine or not? And these are the things that they're studying. But this is exactly why it's important to let the science drive when a vaccine comes out. After these 30,000 people go through this process, then we'll roll it out to a more broad base of the community. And then, that's why it's a trial. I want to highlight trials have pros and cons, and this appears to go exactly as one would expect with a trial.
And I think this is going to be a lot of waiting to see what happens here. But a lot of people, we've heard them say, once we get the vaccine, this will all be over. We can all move on. Do you think that a vaccine is what it's going to take to eradicate COVID-19? Are we far from even finding out if that would happen?
Well, I do think at some point a vaccine, which would then give what people call herd immunity, is what's going to eradicate this virus. So what's critical is once we have a vaccine that's been proven, then it's, all right, how do we distribute it to everyone? And how do we get people to get it? We have a flu vaccine right now, and people aren't getting the flu vaccine, right? So we need to be able to do this in a transparent way, give people confidence that the vaccine is safe and it does the job. And so then we need to get it out there. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen in a staged fashion. So whether it's initially healthcare providers, then maybe people at risk and essential workers, it's going to take a little while to get it to 330 million Americans, right? And so it's not going to happen overnight, but I do think a vaccine at the end of the day is what's going to solve this. And that vaccine, if brought out in the right way and science that drives how it's brought out, I think people have confidence to get it.
Okay, thank you for the insight tonight. As always, Dr. Alex Jahangir, appreciate it. Back to your family now.